and with your support, and we support each other powerfully. And I'm inviting the founder of Kachorovska brand, Alina Kachоровська, founder of Katimo brand, Katerina Timoshenko, and co-founder of T.Mosca brand, Oksana Шаповалова. Okay, girls, we're ready. Okay, timing, 20 minutes, so get ready. It's very hard to fit in that timing, and Tatiana told us, you girls, you have 20 minutes. So we already have a meeting, and we already discussed what we're going to talk about today. And you have Alina Kачоровська. They're producing shoes, Oksana Шаповалова dresses, and Katerina Tимошенко this long sleeve. And this is what we represent. So very briefly, what the panels is about. In March this year, a British journalist approached us in our T.Mosca showroom, and she published an article in a British media. It's called "Kyiv is the next fashion hub." And this is where I realized that wasn't a coincidence, because we couldn't come up with a better slogan. And the first thing that I wanted to say, what we're going to talk about, there's this hypothesis: Kyiv is the Eastern Europe's fashion capital, and the Ukraine is a fashion hub of Eastern Europe. And today's panel is about, that's just a hypothesis. It's not a fact. It should be proven. And today's panel is how do we make it happen? What do we do and what do we plan? And the main thing, that was my question to the whole forum. Why should this all fashion industry stakeholders, why they need to consolidate their efforts, and like we care about the long-term plans. And let's talk about plans. And we prepared for it. We'll talk about unique features of Ukrainian fashion industry. We'll talk about new business ethics and competition ethics. What vectors can be defined strategically for every player? Like what task we need to consolidate around? How do you monetize that motto? Kyiv is the capital of the fashion industry of Eastern Europe, and what is the strategic plan for the next 30 years? So let's start the conversation. The first question is, because if we need to talk about the future and the vision, we first need to understand what product are we talking about. What are the unique features of that products or for Ukrainian fashion industry? I can only talk about my own segment. Lack of compromise between quality and cost, because to my opinion it's something unique for the country. Our segment is not very popular, it's not very developed, and we took that niche that is very profitable both in Ukraine and beyond. Thank you. Yeah. Hello. Just a couple of more words about the price and the quality of the products that we produce. For the last 2 years, we can see that the market has grown 100%. And you do understand what hard conditions we're working in, and it's a challenge to keep it going and create a flexible system with specific set of rules and become a strong industry. And to confirm that, I would like to say thanks to USAID programs, we took part in the showrooms in Paris and other countries, and I want to reconfirm that the price to quality ratio is unique at the market, and we work in affordable luxury segment, and it's called also contemporary segment that is not very well represented. This is the first public panel where we say that there is a segment like that between mass market and luxury segment, affordable luxury. This is what they write, like third floor is contemporary market. Yeah, that's what we talk about, talking to our retailers. And for the last year and a half, we've spent $50,000 to cooperate with 2 PR agencies, visiting showrooms in Paris and New York. And what it gave to us is we realized that our geographical location is very unique. Like there's China that is under sanctions, Turkey, like lots of countries, they move their production to Europe, and I'm talking about that to lots of producers. Ukraine is very attractive, and like for example, we can like an agency that would help with sustainable accreditation, and we can get the blue check mark. That means we're sustainable. Sublime timeline. 8 weeks is record-breaking time frame for the Ukrainian brands. Lots of Ukrainian brands, they have their labs and experimental rooms. For most brands, they outsource it. They design it in Copenhagen, and they're not very flexible. So our strong point is flexibility. And which is the most important thing, and we got it because of the war, is trust. Trust that we've earned, and this will be, this is how we segue to the next topic. So the question is, what should be the ethics of the new competition? And we shouldn't miss it, because this is a unique chance that we have right now. The trust that we gained on the market with the government, it's something incredible. I haven't seen anything like that around the world. That's true. And if you analyze the situation, we've been on the market for 10 years. I remember back in the days, we would approach the designers and say, where do we go? Give us some information. Give us some contacts. What do we do with that? And they didn't tell us anything. So of course we had to gain that experience ourselves. But now I can call Alina and ask, there's the problem I have encountered. What I do with that? So that openness and that trust is such an asset. And it also makes me understand that you can't repeat other people's experience, because that's your life, that's your experience. But while talking to my companions, I can find some ideas. And that's a great thing. Openness, trust. And it's great that we have it. We need to keep it going. Now let's enter our clients' territory. When we talk about the future of the industry, we think of ourselves as clients. What I want to get is a good product in different price segments, because there are different demands. Like, for example, I have kids, I have my husband, there's me, and we have different demands, and I need someone to trust. And here I want to give the floor to Katerina, that will talk about the ethics of the new competition and the brand made in Ukraine. For me, ethics is not manipulating with made in Ukraine. because nowadays we have this situation where lots of brands start to speculate on that logo made in Ukraine, and unfortunately on the market there are cases where brands are not very they're not doing a good job implementing that ethics. Well, if the integrity is a problem that will affect others, and this brand is Ukrainian brands, is a yellow mark. It can only be used by a company that is very careful, is very serious about their integrity, because losing trust can negatively affect the perception of Ukrainian products around the world. So we have to be responsible. We need to produce products that we can be proud of, products that we can represent worldwide. And once again, it's good that the businesses are growing and they have more demands, and they're produced all over the world, and you can just write Bangladesh or China or whatever. That's okay. We talk about that because we care about the future of the industry. The next question. Vectors. What vectors can be strategically defined for every segment of the marketplace? That's a very specific section where we can talk about what we already do for the industry. And when we prepared for that conversation, that's what we talked about. We are talking about fashion industry in Ukraine. It's not yet too fashionable. It's not yet an industry, but we understand that. And we respond to it properly. Now we're working to make sure that it's both fashionable or popular and it becomes an industry. So I would like to highlight one thing that rarely pops up in any communication in media, in the communication with the government. In our industry, if I have a certain matrix, like there are three zones: brands, trademarks, and producers. Then there's segmentation, like affordable, luxury, and so on. Also, there are different sizes of businesses. So 3 by 3 by 3, that's 27 cell matrix, and strategy will be different for each cell. Now we're working in the affordable luxury segment, and we're medium businesses, more than 50 employees. We have our own offline retails, online retails, exports, and what are the development exports? The main potential can be seen in B2C exports or international sales. We invest everything here at home in Ukraine, then we send it to end users, and we have some specific problems that we talk about in our conversation with the government. And then Tatiana will receive my letter when I ask her for feedback. So we're talking about the future, not about the past. And we know who we are, like we know that we're awesome.
What we're doing, the first problem already solved it, but there will be a request to MOV how to distribute this information. 2023, we did not get international transactions, $39,000. People simply couldn't pay that. Those of you in the hall who have that problem, you fail to have the transaction, instantly 300,000 hryvnias she is losing because of this. We came with this to MOE. National Bank told us it's highly likely that it's the 3D secure problem. When they want a photo of the card, ID, photo of your face, try to turn it off with a payment system. We had 3 payment systems back then 2 did not respond. One system said, yes, we can turn it off with your guarantee letter that if any fraud happens, you take all the risks. We signed the letter. We solved that in 1 week. International transfers, the flow was there. $250 million of income per year in a country, just from the start. Nobody invests in development of international site because there was this problem. Why do we need to develop the site if the client cannot pay? I didn't want to create a company abroad in Europe and bring money there and think how to bring them back. So there is such a function. We ask Ministry of Economy, please organize all owners of payment systems for them to notify their partners. It's the fastest way. Add this clause on 3D Secure that you can actually turn it off with guarantee. That's how you can help all business in Ukraine. Second, for this area, we need to have the 2-day delivery worldwide. And we know that this is real, but you have to work with this. Nova Poshta is moving super actively. Ukrposhta, delivery services, we need this. Then we will accumulate all the money at home. We need to increase the upper threshold to sell it abroad. These single purchases a website to make the customs procedure easy, maybe without brokers even. Then radical. We start isolating as industry in the country. Mean girls, we need to live abroad. We don't want to go anywhere. We now have this feeling that we go in emergency case or we don't go at all. Please, open an airport, at least in Uzhhorod. This will increase the traffic to Ukraine from partners. We need to install new equipment, bring in people. We need to go there. Having 40 hours, customs conditions, this is horrible. So please, maybe we'll open at least 1 airport in Uzhhorod. Two other issues. We need new subject of business activity. We all were established as individual entrepreneurs with single tax. And now we all are in hybrid systems. As war actually canceled it all. Okay, for us to fully transfer to LLCs $100,000 a year of work and more accountants. Why do we need that? If 5%, if we speak of single tax now, it's much more than the income tax in LLC, 1.5 or 2%. So the question to the state, you will make money with that. We need new business activity subject with simplified system with limit-free turnover. Because you tell that you need functional. We don't need to promote Ukrainian brands. We can do it. We don't have enough of functions inside the system. This is a British system. It goes, it leaves. Not something that we invent. We asked the trade mission to Africa. We think this is one of the most attractive regions for future development. There is no strong fashion industry in 10 years, plus 1 billion of people. 18 years the average age, and 200 billionaires there. So for Ukraine, this may be an interesting dimension for Ukraine. Yeah, that was great. That was great. That was such a wonderful presentation, and we've discussed this. And can I just finish? When we were preparing, we really want to be happy in the very end. Yeah, so that's our big goal. Thank you for the support. I do hope we'll manage to settle all the problems. We'll move forward because we're ready to work. We can see that there are results. We open the retail. There is demand. Tell about Kyiv. How to monetize the motto. If we go back to 2017, back then we felt that Kyiv is turning into a fashion capital in Eastern Europe. So for us today, this is a challenge. We cannot just lose the chance. We have to go back to it. That's why we need to have transport payment systems, and we need to have integration for European media promoters. And of course, we have to promote ourselves. For Ukrainian media to be loyal, let's say, to our fashion industry. And maybe some special offers for us because we still don't have that financial capacity to be spent. How to monetize Kyiv as a capital of Eastern European fashion, and we'll finish with the future of the industry in 2 or 5 years and in 20 years. We as a company working only with B2C, we got a lot of feedback directly from the clients, and we processed the feedback inside the company. And I just want to tell you that we are cool already. We already are unique because we make a great product, and we always get the feedback from our clients that we're competitive in the world already. We are cool, and it's important to say. I just want to say thank you to all of you still working in Ukraine in the industry, trying to create something, because we are Ukrainian entrepreneurs. Getting this experience, how to produce in the super hard conditions. There were no such cases previously. We're like the first one of the pioneers in that. We're super cool and super strong, and thank you. And the final. The last sentence I finished with the future. Kyiv needs a system of professional trade shows, the economic seasonal model, as we call it. Yes, we heard that, and we started doing this after the Paris. Thanks to USAID, we came to Paris to the first showroom. When I returned, I saw how they do it there. For non-existing buyers, we make good showrooms. In Ukraine, we do nothing. In 2 months, we had the first. In Ukraine, we already have 3 showrooms. 10 retailers from 8 Ukrainian cities came to the showroom. We had media agencies, stakeholders, regional representatives, Zoom. When we did it a year ago, the environment was different. There wasn't so much interest, but now we can realize that fashion industry is like growing because new retails open, new shops, and someone has to create this system of professional trade shows. So Slovak, Polish, Czech media, they will actually publish it at Fashion Shopping is there in Ukraine. So how do we see it in future? The war is over. We won and we're happy.